We sing tonight. I'm giving you all of me. Tonight, I'll make all of everything. Tonight, I'm giving you all of me. Tonight. I'm about 5 seconds away from giving you the most amazing praise. So I'ma give you 5, I'ma give you 4, I'ma give you 3, I'ma give you 2. I'm about 5 seconds away from giving you the most amazing praise. So I'ma give you 5, I'ma give you 4, I'ma give you 3, 2. Now everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. I'm about 5 seconds away from exploding like a time bomb. I'm trying to stay calm, feel the fire, kinda like Jeremiah. My praise is an elevator that'll take you higher. Never use a liar, you can't stop my praise. So I'ma count to 5 and I'm about to go crazy. Yo, I'm a wild out, like a new convert, screaming like a kid ahead of my kind of concert. I'm about 5 seconds.
Check. Ooh, there we go. I'm feeling good, y'all. I'm feeling good. I'm looking outside and it's kind of gloomy, it's kind of raining. But guess what? I know you still feeling good because you tuned in to the session. Bible Beats and Bars. I'm your co-host, Dre the Drummer, and we got a show for you. You've been tuned in to DJ Scissorhand. DJ Scissorhand, what's up, man?
Yo, how y'all doing out there? TV land, physical, spiritual, everybody.
I guess we're doing all right now after you just done slice us up real quick. Oh, I guess we're going to do all right. Shoot, you just can't be coming up here chopping up that quick and just get the vibe right, like just like that. You just can't be doing us like that.
Man, I don't mean to hit them open wounds like that. That's why we're going to heal today.
Ooh, you talking grandma language right now. You done talking grandma. Grandma started shouting. She done raised her Bible up and just started going. She said, yes, baby, that's why I love this show. We love you too, Grandma. We love you too. Again, welcome to the session, Bible Beats and Bars. Before we dive into today's show, because we're gonna be talking about some good stuff today. We always do, but each time we just get better and better. I'm gonna say that. I'm just gonna say it like that. So let me go ahead and turn to my I'm the scroll and save type person, but I know we got those page flipping save folks, so you can do whichever one as long as you still flipping or scrolling in the book. We read this book every day, basic instructions before leaving this earth. So I need for you to turn with me to Colossians 3. Yeah, we're going to Colossians today. Colossians 3, and we read in verse 23 to 24. This is what it says. It says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Oh, shoot. That just hit somebody in the face. I'm gonna start that one over again. Because, sometimes we don't like what we do every day from like 7:30 to like 5 o'clock. So we don't like what we do every day, but we just found out we got to do it like we're doing it for God. So you better shut up and do it. Just shut up and do it because it's going to be a blessing for you. Here it is again, and I'm going to read everything this time. It kind of hit me, so I got to read it again. If it hit me, then I know it's going to hit you. Then it's going to hit all of us, and then we definitely going to put it to life and use it. That's what we're going to do. Here we go again. Colossians 3, verses 23 and 24. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. It's just that simple. I want you, I just want you to sit there for a second and just meditate on that word because it's going to bless you. It's going to bless. There's a inheritance waiting for you. You read it or you heard it. I hope you read it too because you just can't take my word for it from me reading it. So you got to read it for yourself. Study to show yourself. I ain't going to preach to you today. I'm just throwing one. It's cloudy outside. DJ, shut me up right now. We need to get grandma back rocking in her rocking chair. Welcome to the session, Bible Beats and Bars. It's going to be a party today. I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna be right back because I gotta meditate on this word real quick. And we're gonna let DJ slice us up real quick on the ones and twos. Yo, DJ Scissorhands, let's get it.
I love him like I do. Love him like I do. Love him like I do.
Getting on to your first, pastor the church, my folks and friends, listen to these words. See, God saved me from myself when no one else was around, and it was only by His grace, His mercy, His favor, cause I know I don't deserve all the love He showed me, how He let me know He never gonna leave my side. That's why I love Him like I do. I love Him like I do. That's why 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 I love Him like I do. See, I got a testimony how I saved my soul. But I was just a sinner left in the cold. Give me a second chance, save me from myself. Came to my rescue when I needed help. You wanna know why I love Him like I do? Cause when my enemy said I was through, He took me from the bottom and put me on the top. He laid His hands on me, and now I can't stop.
We just a bunch of broken pieces. Yeah. Broken pieces. Yeah. I'm just a broken instrument in the hands of the greatest. So if the notes are off, cause I ain't nothing to play with. And you can fault me, but ain't we all off key? Majoring in the minors like ain't no errors behind us. Somehow He still makes these melodies with my felonies. I ain't buying nothing, they selling me what you selling me. Broken pieces acting like we ain't crap. Then we all messed up and can't no one escape that. We broken people, came from broken homes. Broken hearts inside of a broken soul. Alcoholics to addicts, English African Arabs. Ain't no riches to fix it, you still broke when you have it. If you ain't breaking bad and you still chasing a habit, it ain't no wonderland, so we still chasing a rabbit. Ain't a soul on the planet that's better than another, and we all need grace in the face of each other.
Woo. So that's really how you feeling today, DJ, huh? You kind of you mixed on crunk mode and chill mode, kind of like how it is outside.
Yeah,
it feels good as heck outside, but it's storming. So you like, man, I want to go do something, but I don't know if I'm gonna get caught in the rain.
And
man,
then you go out there a little bit too long, you're gonna sweat because it's a little humid too.
That too. We in that weird part of the summer. That weird part. We don't know if we want to be outside or inside. We just got too many emotions going on after being on punishment for no reason. But we're gonna get over it. We're gonna finally get over it. We're gonna get used to being around people again. Cause have you ever noticed like you walking through a place or somewhere and then someone like there's enough room for both of y'all to walk through, but someone was standing there and waiting until you walk all the way by, like it's gonna make a big difference.
Man, you know what? I really hadn't even emerged back in the public like that. I still been in the crib.
Oh shoot!
Shoot!
You just come out to work and then go back home and hibernate.
Yeah, I go back home.
See, man. You playing to save. You playing to save.
Yeah.
You playing to save. You can say you got an old soul.
I don't know if I can trust people. They still washing their hands or not, man.
Hey, did they ever?
Yeah.
Did they ever wash their hands? Even with all the sanitary stuff around, you know what?
TikTok and everything, showing people digging again. Oh man, hey, man.
I you know what? That's funny because I haven't even seen anyone do a TikTok of them sanitizing their hands.
It disappeared, didn't it?
Woo! Time flies, man. For 1 second, we just fly with the twins. It was cool to sanitize your hands every 5 seconds. I guess everybody got tired of being ashy. That's probably what it was. It was something. Welcome back to the session. Bible Beats and Bars. You're tuned in. Each and every week is always going down. But you know what? It's that time to show to bring that bring the homie to the stage. You know what? I didn't hear from him much this week, but I'm thinking that he probably had some rest. But when I walked in, he was like, man, bro, I ain't sleep this week. I probably slept for about 5 minutes all week. You know, I just get 2 seconds sleeps, and then I just got to work. Got meetings all day. But you know what? You know him. You see him in the community. You see him on TV. You hear him on the radio. You see him on the internet. He's just everywhere. I don't know when he gets any rest. He's boots on the ground. He's always got a plan, and he's always planning something. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Yeah, you can make some noise at home because it's just that time. This is family time. You got to make noise during family time. So, with further ado, make some noise for the man himself, boots on the ground, Minister Fred II. What up, homie? How you feeling? Oh, okay, DJ. That's how you feeling?
Yeah.
Hey, yes, hey.
Everybody say, what?
Just a
I
minute.
love like a yeah.
Oh, y'all on one today.
Yo,
Y'all on one
1, 2.
Say, okay. So I can only imagine what the end of this show is going to be like. You can't be doing stuff like that. Okay, DJ, you going to be on timeout for a second.
No, you not. You keep doing what you doing.
He going. Okay, keep doing. Okay,
Stay
all right,
efficient.
fine. So, keep doing it, DJ. Fine, I'm gonna bust out with my hooks.
Got me dazed and confused, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do now.
What's the day? Okay, hey, welcome. Hey, man, I'm excited, bro.
I'm excited too. How's it going? How was your
I'm
week?
good, man. It was a full week, a very good week at the job.
Do you
a lot
not
of
have a
good
full
things
week?
going on? I mean,
You got like 2 weeks in 1 week, right?
Right.
hey, he got me on that one. I'm gonna get him though. I will get him for the nights. Yeah.
No, you can't give me back. No, that was from last. Yeah, that was from last. Because I told you I was going to get you back. See, you never know when or where. But I was coming back in retaliation. Yes.
Yeah, that was up. Okay,
I got you.
I'm gonna let you have that one for real. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it.
No, but it was a great week. I work with a lot of residents. So I'm really excited because we're doing some really cool things at my job. And I had a couple of residents who were like really nervous about stuff. And we got everything worked out on Thursday afternoon, like around 4. So I'm really praising God for that. And they were super excited. So let's give it up for good works, man. At the end of the day, that's how I go, man. And that's really what we're about. So yeah, I had a great week. Today was a really fun. We have some guests in the studio all the way from the ATL and
ATL shouty. ATL shouty. Welcome to the session, the spot.
Yes,
Yeah, they getting the whole shebang. They probably didn't know this was. It was like he just came in so polite.
Yeah.
I just didn't. Yeah, it's
Hit
flipped
the
the
run in
script.
the back, get the red card.
The red light came on. Record.
Yo, so listen, a big shout out to one of our international sponsors, which is one of our hugest one, and that is a Foundation for Drug-Free World. So they sent us a new shipment of the DVDs and a new shipment of the booklets on substance abuse and drugs and what we can do. So we have them on deck. They are here in the studio live. We have about 250 of each. I'm super excited. So shout out to Miss Jessica, the executive director, and all of those. Come on, put your hands together, bro. For real.
Yeah.
So with that being in mind, let's go to the new. Every week we do this, and every week they have some new stuff. So they send us some new ones. So we're excited about this because at the end of the day, saying no to drugs is more than just a statement. It really is. It is an action and it is a lifestyle decision. So without any further ado, let's go to that.
Hey, parents, make sure your kids is in the room. This is not for you to censor first. Then it's like, you know what? I'm going to replay this. Now we're going to replay it for you and they can watch it again. So let them watch it right now. And okay, because this is a vulnerable moment for you, go ahead and let them ask the questions, even though you don't want to answer it. You're going to be forced to answer it because if you don't answer it, the streets will answer it for you. So, hey, I'm just saying. I'm just the messenger, okay? Don't be mad at me if you see me. You don't tell me how to talk to my. Well, I'm just helping you. So we're gonna leave it like that. Let's go ahead and hit this video.
Yeah, he
Let's
had
go.
candy before he came. Forgive him. Well, he know not what he did.
No, I just this week has just been long.
Yeah.
So when you have that day of rest, it's just something about you get rejuvenized. It's almost like you getting put into that battery charger.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you get recharged.
That's the beauty of the
and
Sabbath,
then, you
right?
know, when you got to get out there to represent, you on all green. So, you know, that's where I'm at. You know, I think I was on red by Thursday, Friday. I was barely hanging on, but I just keep on holding on. All right, let's go ahead and
get
get
it, man. All right, Professor, salute him up.
Low.
Yay.
Diesel, white, rocket fuel,
Powder.
nose candy, yo-yo, Snow White,
Coke.
Dust.
Cocaine.
You have no clue what demons and problems that you're about to encounter when you decide to do coke.
Cocaine is manufactured from the coca plant.
There's a certain process where they extract the actual cocaine properties from the plant and they refine it down into a powder.
Even though it's basically considered powder form, when you buy it, it's still kind of clumpy because it comes off a block.
Cocaines can be cut with glass. It can be cut with Drano just to get the users to get that first burn in their nose. So the rest of the night they're numb. They don't feel what they're sniffing. People from very young ages to senior citizens use cocaine. It's not prejudice.
It's considered a rich man's drug, but even teens can afford it at lower and lower costs. So once a person is addicted, the price skyrockets because they need more and more, and it gets more expensive to have the habit.
There's a lot of different ways to do this drug. I just snorted it.
Mostly for me, I smoked and snorted it.
You can smoke it, you can shoot it.
It can be injected into the bloodstream through IV needles.
I was 14 when I first tried coke.
The first time I did cocaine was when I was 16 years old.
I was 18 years old.
Just going to like house parties and hanging out with friends.
I was with a bunch of friends. They were all doing ecstasy and coke and smoking pot, drinking.
I was at a high school party where there was some older guys there and they had cocaine.
And of course, the older people, they're the cool people, and they were going to the parties and they were doing the drugs.
I was in such a crowd of like intelligent people and people with lots of money. Cocaine came into the picture, and it was just one big kind of a party drug.
You know, I'd do it once every month or so, and then as it progressed, I'd be doing it every other weekend.
Within an 8-month span, I went from trying it a few times to becoming a weekly user, to eventually a daily user, and then to becoming a dealer.
Once you start taking that stuff, like I said, you feel like a rock star. You feel invincible. You feel just nothing can touch you.
You can make conversations, you're happy, but that's only for about a half hour.
The night I first took it, I wanted more that entire night.
With coke, it's like instant.
Because it only lasts for 15, 20 minutes, and then you got to have another line.
And then I need some more because I start coming down.
So you're just constantly chasing this high that you'll never achieve.
I was leaving work every half an hour to go buy more.
I was working like 14, 16 hours a day. I started using more and more cocaine to keep working, to make more money.
You spend all your money on it, one way or another.
It was so expensive that I'd only do enough until I ran out and I couldn't afford to buy more. That's when I realized I had absolutely no control over myself, and cocaine was pretty much controlling me.
You do more so you can feel normal, and you don't feel normal ever on the drug.
I couldn't complete anything I started. I couldn't have a conversation with anybody. I couldn't look anybody in the face.
Your body craves more and more, but when you're at that point, the more you take, the more dysfunctional you become.
It's like quicksand. Once it gets its grip, it just starts sucking you in. And the harder and harder you try to pull yourself out of it, the deeper and deeper you go.
I wake up in the morning, if I didn't have it, the first thing I'd think of was a 9mm in my head.
Thought I needed it to get up. I thought I needed it to go to sleep or anything like that.
The couple days after you do cocaine, your muscles ache, your sinuses are real bad, your nose starts bleeding.
My nose hurt so bad from doing it that I couldn't sleep without having lines set out for me, so that when I would wake up throughout the night, I could do some just to numb the pain.
I would go through extreme hot and cold flashes, very severe night sweats.
Like I can't sleep, feeling disgusting.
The chills, the shaking. I was doing so much cocaine that I was actually hallucinating.
And depending on the time, actually sit there and talk to myself because I was going crazy.
You know, seeing things, constant paranoia, constant depression, suicide attempts.
So it went from being a party drug to a drug that kept me holed up in a dark room by myself, scared of my own shadow. I was in the business, feeling this with my father, paying the bills. I was in accounts payable for him. I basically advanced myself $30,000 within 3 months and almost put the business under.
I was making a lot of money at the time. Everything was on plastic and credit cards. Everything else was going to cocaine. Probably upwards of about $600,000-$700,000.
I started shooting it. I missed the vein and actually went into a nerve. And it blew up my whole entire arm and hand. My arm just kept on inflating more and more. Thought I was gonna die.
I flatlined, and then they all came rushing in, and they took the paddles and hit my chest and everything. They brought me back again. After I'm out of the hospital, there I am, doing it again.
When I got to a party and a guy walked in, I didn't know the guy. I beat him, put him in the hospital. Beat him until he was unconscious. Just because I didn't know who he was. Yeah, I was paranoid.
There was a kid that just gotten out of prison, and he knew I was hard up for money, and he wanted me to go rob these people. We all went in there in masks with guns. We taped them and tied them up and took everything they had.
A good friend of mine, I went through middle school, high school with him. He tried to rip somebody off at a high school party, and they shot him in the stomach with a .40 caliber, and he's dead now. 20 years old.
I can't feel that happiness that I remember feeling before I did drugs.
My memory is nowhere near what it used to be. I have a hard time remembering certain names, certain faces, certain places.
I actually had like numbness in my leg for a year because I was shot in my leg. My foot's still damaged from that.
Damage to my arms and my veins and stuff.
When I blow my nose, I still have blood and other tissues coming out.
And I actually gave myself an ulcer that ruptured.
Heart attacks, strokes, tears in your heart, nothing good.
You know, everybody always talks when they're young, oh, I'll try anything. I want to try something new. I do it, but it's just not worth it.
I wish I had never done it that first time. A social acceptance wasn't worth it. The girl wasn't worth it. The pain and agony to my family wasn't worth it.
If you think you control it, you can't. It can't be controlled. It will take a hold of you quicker than you ever thought possible.
I'm 34 years old now. I feel that my 20s were, completely unproductive and a waste.
I don't know anyone who has just done cocaine one time and had it not affect their life in a negative way.
It might seem fun right now, and you might be thinking you're having a good time, but there's no such thing as an old drug addict. You're going to kill yourself.
You're choosing death over life, and that's the reality of the decision you're making.
Really, what'd you say, bro?
I said, it seems like you can't be in love with the coca.
Yeah, the coca will mess you up. Coco. That's the wrong kind of coke.
Big girl,
That's what these guys, they still call it. That's
and then what's so crazy that those names still go transcend time.
Yeah.
We probably heard that those names have been around before my time, and they still, we still kind of twist them up, put them in music and stuff like that. But it's just crazy to hear people go through the journey downwards after that try.
Right.
And they always use, and I find it very ironic that they use this F word very loosely when they first tried this thing. I was around friends.
Yeah.
Around friends. And in my mind, I'm thinking, if they're your friend, why are you trying this? If they're your friend. Or is this a level of your curiosity and you wanted to be around people who did it? Because you are a product of your association.
Yeah, I think it might be a combination of both. And I think this is really good. That's a really good question. And when we have our guests, I think that might be a good question to ask him from his perspective.
Yeah.
One of the guys in the video, he did say he was in a situation where the guy got out of prison and took on his vulnerability and had him do a stick up.
Yeah. So it's just so many different ways if you can get trapped in this thing. If you're don't have real conversations with a loved one or someone of importance to your life, you have to have these hard conversations, especially if you're approached by someone random. Because we also heard in this one that a high school kids was having a high school party, but there were two older people there. So my mind's like, if this is a high school party, why are two older people there if they're not chaperoning? And the chaperoning is a very broad word
Right,
today.
chaperone is very broad. I was going to say that's the question is what kind of chaperone?
Hey,
If they were
that's what I'm
chaperone.
saying. That's where my mind is at. So
You know
this
what
is
I mean?
why I feel that I'm very appreciative of my parents always vetting different people's households before they allowed me to spend time there to make sure it was an environment that was safe for me. So I feel that all parents should take time to vet the environments that their kids hang out in, because you never know what the dynamic is in those four walls.
And I think that when we make that a point before we give the information, to vet all associations as it relates to your kids and yourself.
Ooh,
in the house or the home or the apartment.
You just dug it deeper then. Okay.
I'm just saying, like it's factual. If you don't know the family, the parents, the guardians, you don't know them to like have a established relationship. And you're like, yeah, just going over there. Yeah, just come back by 5. And we see it all the time. Kids go over somewhere on their way somewhere and get abducted, or they were last seen at somebody's house, or this or that, or violation takes place within someone that we thought was closest to us that we didn't realize was too close.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's
friends like that, you don't need enemies.
right. Well, I don't know. We should drop that friend.
See, there you go, cutting them up again. Somebody got
Hey,
that one. Somebody got
unfortunately-
sliced with that one.
Unfortunately, I saw all that. You know what I'm saying? Just mind over matter for me.
Wow.
Now you just set someone free. You just set someone
With
free. With
mind
that.
over matter. You know, sometimes we give the devil too much credit.
Come on now. Come on.
Sometimes it's just us. You got to look at what you're doing.
So let me dig on that one deeper. What if we are own devils? Because we have to think about it first before we put it into action. If we put it, if it becomes a thought, then it also becomes an action. So are we in return being our own devil by giving into those dark thoughts?
And we talked about that. I think last week we talked about that.
We did.
The
touch
power
on
of
it.
choice.
Yeah. Free will
and choice. And so again, I think when we have this conversation today, and we hope that you are you're taking this in, folk, because at the end of the day, we don't know what's going on within your four walls. We really don't, but we care. And everything that comes off this stage or to you or through by way of our YouTube page or our Instagram, we're really intentional about you gleaning what you need, taking it and bettering yourself and others in a way that you are transformed into the likeness of not just God, but a better you.
And this goes for the young people as well.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
these are practical things or information that you can use in your everyday. You're not always with your parents all the time.
Right.
You're always around people who don't have the same opportunities of information or the environment that you may have. So you could be that environment for the, hey man, I got this number for you. Hey man, I know where you can get some help for your parents or for your loved ones. Because sometimes, and I find it is to be more often than not that the child is having to be the adult to keep the family together because of this situation. So this is great information for young people as well to take in. It's like, there is a way to help your family.
And that number is very simple. 3 numbers, the number 2, the number 1, the number 1.
That easy.
I want you to put it in your cell phone, your smartphone, your tablet, or whatever. Just put in there with the notes 2-1-1. And all you got to do is hit talk, and you will get the crisis service in your area. Every city, every county, every state has one. We have crisis service of North Alabama because this is a North Alabama region. Tennessee has one. New York has one. Atlanta, boroughs, whatever. There's one in every county in every state.
You know what I like about that though?
Yeah.
That the number stays the same.
Woo! It's like Jesus called him up.
See, where's my shout button? Where's my? You do it every week. I need a shout button. Where is my shout button? Need that.
So anyway, that's what it is. 211. Make sure you check it out. Again, we have packs here, the book list. We got all kind of stuff here. You always can go to our website, nomoredirty.org. It's up on the screen. 256-698-9749. You can get at us immediately, and we'll get that to you. All right, so we gotta do the intro, but I listen. I wanted to set the intro up really like super dope. So I said I was talking to Scissor. I sent the text. There it is. You going hard, bro.
Oh,
that's not the word, right? Oh. So I was thinking, and our guest is really a cool dude. So I was like, okay, Lord, how do you want me to set this thing up? You want us to do a bars for bars? He said, no, that's at the end. He said, but why don't you play a few of your songs? Like, we got a song called Famo. It's off my latest album, Quarantine. And this is a great segue into our guests. And so without any further ado, this is Bar for Bar, Famo. Let's go.
What's up, my guy, man? Yo, Famo, man.
There was a government.
What you doing out here, man?
Get right, man. I think I'm doing, man.
Man, come on, man. This stuff gonna kill you, bro. Man, it's a better way, bro. It's a trap. Stop.
This is what happens in the trap. Man, I ain't hearing you, man. Listen, I got a trap, man. I got a baby mama plus drama plus 3 kids here, 4 kids there, and the po trying to serve me child support papers, man.
Yo, man, listen, I get it, man. Man, I got a friend who can help you, man, with that legal representation, man. You know I got kids, man. He did it for me. You know what I'm saying? Man, just hear me out, man.
I got a trap made by any means necessary. I mean, I'll do anything. Bang, swing, cook that cane, shoot, rob, whatever, man. That's how I feel, man. Seeing my mama work 2 jobs, no benefits, and y'all call this an American dream? Nah, I'm about to get this money my way, bro. They call me king, I got a throne in this here trap.
Man, I get that, man. But, man, listen, man, that ain't the right way, bro. Listen, I saw your mom at the grocery store on my way here, man. And, man, she was just in tears, and she hugged me and said,
all I see is death and murder and misery. Crooked cops getting off without penalties. Plus, man, I see these cases getting dismissed all the time, bro. And they gonna say it's a black and brown thing, man, please. It won't be black and brown.
That's why Dr. King and Malcolm X both, man, and they was on 2 sides of the thing, and they still said, man, you gotta be in the system to change the system. I understand this, bro. So that's why I want you to come with me and get ready and vote, man. Come on.
So what a brother gonna do? All I know is trap bad dudes and worldliness goons, man. Snakes on every hand, waiting to catch me slipping, man. So I pop pills, deal with the ill, dance with the devil. I know it might be my last deal, but I'm paranoid. Man, that's why I sleep with a clip, man. I smoke L's. Help me, man.
So
I don't want this no more.
I get it. So here's the deal, man. I'm gonna be transparent for a minute, man, because I got out of this thing and I want you to know how I did it. Here's how I did it. Yeah. 1. Make a simple decision. I'm out of the game. No matter what, I'm done with this trap mess. Self-destruction. I mean, I'm determined, man. I'm getting my family out of this joint. And then number 2, I asked God to send me some help, man. He sent me Minister Fred, man. Listen, here's his number, man. 256-698-9749. NoMoreDirty.org, man. Call him, famo.
Call him. He ain't never sleeping. He ain't never asleep. Call him.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. That part is kind of catchy. It remind me back in my teenage years when Mike Jones used to put his telephone number in his songs. And I don't think I never. There was never a song that he at least had 2 songs on his mixtape.
Yeah.
Call me 214
Texas, baby.
80. Okay, I ain't gonna put the number out there. I don't even remember it, so y'all don't even crucify me like that.
Woo! So all right, man. What's up? Let's introduce our cat, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that joint.
Y'all give me some reading music, DJ. I need some reading music.
Yeah.
Cause I got this bio this week, and this bio was so dope. I wish I could give you all of it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give you this line because this line is so heavy that I really need for him to talk about this one. I'm gonna tell you the name at the end, but I just gotta give you this short piece of information. Listen up to this. It says, growing up, we understand. Hold on, let me get my mic together because this thing is good, and I need some glasses, but I don't want them.
Where's your glasses, bro?
I don't want them.
Okay.
I'll go get them one day. I just gotta get some cool frames. That's all. That's all. I gotta get. I gotta get some cool.
I know, right? I got sleep too.
I gotta get some.
3. That's 2 out of 3.
I gotta get some cool. So just because out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, it ain't verified yet. Until God says it's verified, and God says it's gonna verify once I go to the doctor.
Did you say that, Lord? Okay, that's what's up.
Here we go. It says, growing up, we understood that it was an obligation to stand up to injustice in our community and others nationwide. The upbringing led my choices.
Oh, there it is again.
This upbringing led my choices professionally regarding degree and career choice. Individually, I found myself reading the newspaper and staying up to date with the current events in the community. While the newspaper were talking about the policy and topics such as school funding, homicide, distrust of police and politics, living in the inner city of Oakland, I saw the effects of the policy choices that faced the city that was the fourth most dangerous in the nation in 2009 when I like this line right. Hold on, I gotta go back and get that line again because this line is dope. It's dope. It says while the newspaper were talking about the policy and topics such as school funding, homicide, distrust of policy and politics, living in the inner city of Oakland, I saw the effect of these policy choices that faced the community, the city, that was the fourth most dangerous in the nation in 2009 when I graduated. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, he's a young man and his last name matches who he is. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Quentin Young. It's going down. It's going down. Make some noise for him. What's up, Felmo? How's it going? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Young gun. We gonna keep it like
Ladies, young. Okay. See, you started it. You started it. Just wait. What's going on, man? You feeling today? You doing good?
You gotta turn.
Let's see if we can turn your mic on. We gotta turn it on.
Flip it up.
There we are. We in there. We in there now.
Okay, cool.
You can turn it. You twist it. So that way you ain't got to bend over, bro.
All right.
Cool.
You straight.
Just stand it up.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get you straight. Right.
Yeah, let's get you good.
But I got to stand it up.
Yeah, stretch it out.
That's cool as it is.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'll get more comfortable with it.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, welcome to the show, man. Let's give it up for my man Quentin Young, man.
Welcome to the session.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Listen. Oh, you bring that mic closer to you, brother. You got to eat that a little bit.
Yeah, we got to hear you. They got to hear you out there. They got to hear your story, man.
They got to be up on me.
Yeah, it's about you. It's about you right now.
You already know.
Listen. I'm super excited for several reasons, which we'll talk about later. But Quentin, you are from Oakland, California.
Right.
So, and it's cool because he just shared some really cool stuff with some of our kids at encampment. Shout out to Cedric and the whole McGinnis crew for housing this program for our kids at Black and Brown boys that usually don't get the opportunity to be able to glean leadership and stuff. So shout out to you guys. But you shared something really amazing. That's why I was like, dude, you got to be on the show, man. There's a lot of people out that have a lot of brokenness. They grew up from a young age living in communities of brokenness. So tell us a little bit about the environment that you were in. You're from Oakland. Tell us a little bit about that, man.
So East Oakland specifically.
East Oakland.
But
he gonna rep that. It's like, yo, I ain't all over there. This hood right here.
Because we like stay on our sides.
Oh.
Like, people from East Oakland usually stay in East Oakland. People from West Oakland usually stay in West Oakland. It's North Oakland, but I don't know even too much about how they move for real because we all stay on our own side.
Is that big or what? Why is that?
Bring your mic a little closer.
I think that we.
No, closer. Yeah, and then tilt it up. There you go.
I think we taught
like kind of like a little bit young, that other sides dislike each other a little bit. So it's like we don't even, growing up and being from the East, we don't even talk to West Oakland girls for real because we assume they set you up.
Okay.
You know?
Wow.
Like it's just, it's so, the Bay Area is so packed in. So it's like if you were to put like all the cities in Alabama right next to each other, like you will walk into one and walk out of another.
Wow.
There's like, so you just walk out of
one door into another.
Exactly.
Ooh.
So everything, so Richmond and San Francisco's across the water, and all these places have their own hoods and own sides and own parts, and every block is kind of its own street.
Like,
oh,
like
that gotta
New
be
York,
stressful.
everybody has
Like,
it,
I okay, this is my stop. I can't go no further. I
mean, you
be
can, but
so your relatives, are they spread it out or also in that one?
So most of my people are from San Francisco. So
Okay.
San Francisco, they politics a little different. San Francisco is more like set up in the sections. So it's people from like Hunters Point, Fillmore, Sunnydale.
Right.
Like they got their own little areas, but it's the same concept. Like you don't really want to be out of your section too much, especially in the wrong spaces. And there's certain places and stuff that you know if you from this place, you shouldn't be around.
Right.
Yeah, that's just too stressful. I need that. Why can't I enjoy my city? We all from the same.
It just don't work like
It
that.
feel normal.
Yeah, I mean, it feel normal. East Oakland is pretty big, so you could kind of move through it kind of smooth for the most part. I mean, I had no desire to really go to West Oakland and North Oakland for anything, for real.
Wow.
And I mean, San Francisco is different, but most of my people are from San Francisco, so I spent some time out there too.
He said I had no desire.
And I think you know, but I think that is so it's almost systematically that a lot of our cities that are considered inner city urban communities, they're packed in, no breathing room. You step across this line, you automatically run into a different neighborhood, a different color scheme, another. You know what I mean? And it's like,
but we don't have Crips and Bloods. The Bay Area doesn't have, not for Black people.
Right. Okay.
The Mexicans, they do. They got, because it's Sordeño and Norteño. So Sordeño is like, if your family from Southern California and you're affiliated with MS-13.
Okay.
So they wear blue.
Right.
And then Norteños is based off, I guess, some prison gang or something, but everybody that falls under the umbrella wears red. And then we got something else called Border Brothers, but they do colors.
Right.
Black people don't.
That is so interesting.
I didn't have it with the movies and stuff.
No, we don't have it.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
Sacramento has it.
Yeah, Sac down is.
But we don't have it. Sacramento ain't considered part of the Bay Area.
Really?
No.
So
for that reason?
It's the valley. It's too far. Like geographically, it's not part of the Bay Area.
Right.
You watch the news and they talking about the Bay Area. They not talking about Sacramento.
And Sacramento's in the bowl too. So once
Sacramento is what you would consider like the valley. They like kind of far out.
Right.
I think they by a river or something.
Right,
But the
right.
Bay Area is basically based off the San Francisco Peninsula. So San Francisco sticks out, and then so it cuffs a bunch
everything.
of water into a bowl.
Right.
Okay.
Because peninsula means it's water on three sides. So
Yeah, on
otherwise it would
three
be-
sides,
Four
right.
sides will make it an ocean. That's deep.
Man, that's really is deep on so many other levels because you already
You're already packed in.
right. You packed in like you keep saying the term the bowl. Then you're inside this bowl, and in this bowl you have that little section.
And the cities right next to each other.
Right.
Every
Wow.
single one of them. Right? Boop, 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 boop,
And
boop.
it's kind of like in the South, we had that, but they gentrifying these areas. Now the people got to spread and mix with them areas they didn't want to go and live.
Well, we got that issue too heavy because, I mean, you know, as of right now, it's the most expensive place to stay in the United States.
The world.
Okay.
Yeah, that crypto.
Okay.
Crypto ain't no joke.
It wasn't always like that, but after the tech boom,
Okay. All
the
right.
Bay Area just really got stupid expensive.
Right.
Wow.
And I had a chance to I flew into Oakland, and it was a very unique layout, you know, and it was just like you come out of the airport, boom, you just in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You didn't have time to just cross over and get a this and that. It's just bananas, you know.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting. So let's get into your life, man. So we in your bio, you talked about it quite a bit. Now let's deal with this first. You you hold some educational excellence and degrees. So let's talk about where you went to school first and foremost, and then we go into that life.
So I did my undergrad at Stillman College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So
Hey.
a small private HBCU.
That's what's up.
And after I finished there, I came to Huntsville through Alabama A&M, doing a master's in urban and regional planning with a concentration in housing and community development.
Bro, you saying that too chill, bro. That's some deep stuff. That's some deep stuff right there. Right.
It's like, well, I just went here and got that major MBA, and I turn around, he got this master, and now I'm just handling stuff in HUD, and I now work in housing, and I'm like, who does that from the cut?
Come straight through Alabama. And
You go right up in here.
Yeah.
Now, it sounds like this dude is brilliant, and he is, and actually work together, which is really cool. But I want people to know your story, man, when you was telling it with the kids. Now, from Oakland, East Oakland.
Yeah.
Tell them about at 1 year old, what that was like in your home and that kind of that background. Because I think people need to understand that when you see Black excellence, we've gone through something to get where we're going.
We've been through a lot.
And still
to get
going.
where we're
But
going.
I think it's important. I think because people need, especially there's a lot of people that watch us. And they're like, man, I hear you, man, but he don't really understand. Okay.
Nah, we understand. We
No,
just
he gonna
fight.
share it. He gonna let you know. What's up?
So my mom had me around like 16, something like that. She was living in a group home at the time because her mom was in the streets, and then her grandfather was, her father, my grandfather, was in the penitentiary. He spent a whole bunch of his life in the penitentiary.
So that's 3 generations right there.
Yeah.
3 generations. Pen, group home.
And I mean, she had her little spout with addiction and jail, selling drugs, all the stuff. Because I mean, Oakland also has this big prostitution culture. It's always been like that.
Right.
If y'all ever seen the movie The Mac?
Right.
It was
Yes,
Oakland.
exactly.
And that culture still that's the Bay Area.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So I ended up staying with my great aunt, my grandfather's big sister.
You know what? Wait. We have never had anyone on our show that said 3 generations of moving around and stay with my great aunt. Most people say I stayed with my grandma. I grew up with my
uncle. My grandma was doing her own thing
Everybody
too.
was
So,
turned.
yeah. So and I'm not saying it like my whole family is terrible. That's not what it is. But that lineage that I come through, that's what it is. So I stayed with my great aunt, she had lupus.
Wow.
Like bad.
Okay.
So I think the early stuff I remember, like first grade, stuff like that. I remember I was probably like 7 and she had like a stroke. We was in the bed watching, I forgot what we was watching, and she just had a stroke. Face drop. Boop. And ever since then, her lupus had kind of like turned back up. Probably like around the first grade, and then it became consistently like probably up until like 6th grade. You'll have to ask like, is it good? Can I go to school? Because I mean, her lupus be so bad, it's bad.
Yeah.
And then around 6th grade, she had went to the hospital for like a year and some change. And
Wow.
I ended up staying with her big sister.
Wow.
For like a year and some change because she just was that sick. They thought we was gonna lose her. And then she came back for a little bit. I had ended up reconnecting with my dad. And she basically told him that like, you're gonna have to, handle that.
Right.
So at the same time, my brothers, because he got 5 other kids, and I hadn't really dealt with them for real before then, but my brothers, they had their own little issues and stuff. So they had came to go stay with him. And then I came to go stay with them
So
all
it's
at
5
the
of
same
y'all.
time.
Wow.
Well, 6 of us total.
Wow.
But 4 of us that was in the house in that room around that same age group. And one of my brothers is watching this right now, but it's one of my oldest brother, and then around 2 years is my brother Kieran, and then 2 weeks 2 weeks apart, 2 weeks and 3 days. We call each other twins.
All right. Yeah.
And then I got another brother, probably like 2 or 3 years younger than that, Kaylin. And then we all kind of stayed in the same room.
In the same room.
We stayed in the same room. Me and Karen like literally shared beds.
Wow.
For quite a long time, actually.
Had to make it work.
Yeah.
And then my dad is like a, like a OG, well known from San Francisco, which holds a kind of different culture than Oakland does.
Right.
Oakland's a little bit more grimy. San Francisco's a little bit more player.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm hearing a trend in this story so far, and it's really, really very unique because most people that has this story or can relate to this story or have been through this situation in some shape, form, or fashion, they have not been able to or afforded the opportunity to stay in the family.
Yeah, so I was essentially adopted into my own family.
That's
like
really
I
dope.
literally was. I didn't know that my mom was my mom until I was probably like kindergarten. I remember my mom used to call the house collect.
Yeah.
And I ain't know, I hear them going back, my great aunt and my mom, I hear them going back and forth. But I didn't know what was going on. And I remember I answered the phone one time and she just told me on the collect thing, like, I'm your mama. Ooh. It was like a family
on
secret.
the recording.
Yeah, on the, when you say your name. On everything.
Wow. So
Man,
I feel like that's the
wanted to ask
blessing
you,
part
did
about this.
these great aunts know you prior to them taking you in? Like,
Yeah, I mean, well, I was, when my mom, I call her my mom because that's the only mother I really knew.
Right.
When she took me in, bro, I was like 1. I think it was from my understanding, it was my mom's doing.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Right.
you 16, you in a group home. We can't take him.
I hear
You
you.
need
I hear
the person that's most stable, who is her, and she always took care of people in the family and stuff like that. You need to go with her. And plus, because of her lupus, she couldn't handle kids no way.
I hear that too. All right.
So
that was a blessing.
Yeah, that's really a blessing.
Yeah,
And then
for sure.
You know
For
what I'm
sure, for
saying? And so as you moved on, so now you first grade, 6th grade, you just, Mom, are you well enough for me to go to school? That kind of impacted your school life, right?
Yeah,
Or
because I
your
was
love
supposed
for
to be
school or
skipped
non-love?
up, and I think like 1st or 2nd grade, I was supposed to be skipped up, but I hadn't went to school enough days
Wow.
for them to do it, so they just kept me in the regular grade.
Wow.
But you was intelligent enough to.
Yeah, I was intelligent enough to figure it out, but I couldn't be skipped. I hadn't went to school enough.
Right.
hear
I
you,
got you.
man.
I got you.
Wow.
Wow.
Man.
So now this is 1st through 6th grade. Now
Yeah.
we got 6th to 8th grade in high school.
6th and 8th grade, my dad is a very unique individual. So he actually wrote a book called Once Upon a Time in Fillmore that talks about his childhood and the stuff that was going on in the household when he was a kid growing up in San Francisco. But he was a very like, you need to get up and do it yourself. We had to we had to pay for our own school clothes. I remember he took
Wait.
school
You
shopping
had to pay for your own clothes?
on every honest to God. So I remember he took us shopping. I think when we all first came, we went school clothes shopping. But I mean, from that point on, we had to figure it out. We had to get it out the mud, like like for real though, not like for play, like for real.
I feel you.
So you could get your little lunch money or whatever. I remember, I think something that really stuck with me is I remember it was me and my brother, and we the same age, right? So we go into the 7th grade. We in 7th grade, we go. This is my first time going to school from there.
Wow.
And his first time coming to the school that we was going to, Fred. And we came asking for some money, lunch money, whatever. He pulled up big bankroll, right? Give us $250 each. And we look at each other like, yo, like, we gotta figure this out. Like,
right.
So I mean, we just start finessing. You know what I'm saying? Because you want the Gatorade with the sugar cookie with the, hot chips with cheese. You want to eat food.
Eat that good lunch.
You
And that's food.
Yeah,
And that's hot chip.
Everybody else around you eating.
Exactly. So we really had to figure it out, and we did. Whether it was a little girlfriend, or by that time people were smoking weed, and you know what I'm saying. We had somebody drop on, somebody drop to. We just figured it out.
Right.
And that was pretty much what it was from that point on. It's to figure it out. And I mean, my dad he's dope game. You know what I'm saying?
Survival mode.
Exactly.
Right,
he like, you got to figure it out. Like, you out here asking me for this and that, for money, for you to go to the movies with a girl. Why you ain't ask her? Well, you out here sitting here as you sitting around playing the game and you can't get no money.
Yeah.
And that's how my daddy like really was, and he gonna tell you straight up like
ain't no sugarcoat nothing.
It is what it is.
It is the streets telling you that.
But that made me able to survive. I always knew how to survive. I always knew how to figure it out, get money. You had to, so coming 3,000 miles away to go to school, it's nothing. Because I know how to eat. You know what I'm saying? I know how to get money. Whether I got something or nothing, I can figure it out.
Right. I think what's powerful, and then we're going to move on to your high school, because that was powerful what you shared with the kids at the encampment. It's interesting, the scripture says that God can take the evil and he could flip it for good. And in the most toughest, challenging situation, as obviously you've shared with us, and I want to say this to everyone listening, one of the other reasons why we do this is we try to make sure it's transparent, it's real, there's application, and there's realness, and we appreciate you sharing that, because there's people that are going through stuff, bro.
Right. I already know.
They're going through, and we work and going through all day, day. You know what I mean?
Lying.
And so now you high school, you mastered the game, you figure out how to make it because you ain't getting it from fam. Now you high school. What's high school? You interested in college, high school? What's that?
I mean, my first 2 years of high school, I barely went. To be honest with you, I wasn't really going.
Wow.
I was into, street life, get money. I go to, get off a little something, get a little bag. And then once I've served its purpose, I'll leave. I come to class when I want to, and I mean, this is school in East Oakland. And I think our school was a lot of the schools are broken up into smaller schools. So you might have one school, like essentially the one that I went to, Fremont, right? Well, Fremont got 4 schools. Media, Mandela, Paul Robe, and architecture. So they all got their own principal. They all got their own classes. If you play sports, you play for Fremont. But the school that you go to was Paul Robe.
Wow. Okay.
So you separating everyone based off of their
skill set.
Well, I guess you could kind of pick the school that you go to,
right?
But it's complete. So Paul Robe had like some visual art stuff. It was badly funded, so we really didn't have much. But it was just its own school. It's 300 students, give or take, and I guess it's easier for them to handle 300 than 1,500,
which is what we have. We got 1,500 in one school. In the middle school, they got 1,000 or 800. Like, how you gonna manage that?
Yeah, so they broke it down. So you got your own principal. They know who you are. The teachers know who you are specifically.
I hear you.
That's how school works. At least I don't know how it works now, but that was essentially most schools in East Oakland. That's how it said.
So I can see the good side and the bad side of that. You know what I mean? Because you got
and this cut
pretty much what it sounded like. You got a vocational school,
right?
Then you got business school,
right?
Then you got school for your athletes. Then you just got general. Then you just got general school.
And I think
that's what it just sounded like. Which was life. Which is life. Okay, you got your people who are gonna prosper in life. Right. You got your athletes in life.
It's then free playing.
But
that's
the positive. But then the flip side is you haven't given me an opportunity to prove I could be this and this and this.
Yeah. And I can make the choice of what I wanted to be.
So what's up?
But I think the benefit was that the teachers know exactly.
Yeah, I was just about to say that they can be personal to each student.
They could really be like, even if you in the streets, they know you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the principal know you. The teachers, the case manager, they know exactly who you are. Like,
and where to find you. Like I know what's going
on. What neighborhood you from?
They know
who you kick it with. They know everything about you.
Yeah, so that's cool. That is the good thing about it.
Because man.
So they could take you. It's been people that have been, adopted by teachers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because the relationship, even if you know whether this person is knee deep in the game or whatever, the teachers know you. You know what I'm saying? They've had those exactly. Exactly.
It's like your teacher. We doing this documentary, and his teacher is like super dope.
I mean, that's how I made it. To be honest, the fact that
share that. That's where I want to go. Share that. So you in them streets.
So
you doing school.
So essentially I was kind of trying to make the decision if I was going, drop out or, what I was going to do.
Yeah.
Right. So that's around, I guess, like after sophomore year. In that summer, it was a real turned up year in the streets. It was lit. And I was, getting to it. But our neighborhood had a lot of stuff going on.
It was hot. What you saying?
Well, so I mean, I guess to give context, like I said, it's like street. It's close, but the next street over ain't affiliated with you. They're their own thing.
Right.
And I mean, so if it go like this, if it's in squares, I mean, this on this corner and this corner is two different streets.
Right.
So they do their own thing.
And
so
you
we
don't
had
cross
issues
lines.
with the street over. We had issues with people moving over and living on our street, but they
doing
from
business
somewhere
there,
else,
right.
and they trying to do something, and you know what I'm saying, like.
All right.
So essentially, it was something like that. And long story short, there was a shootout.
All right.
That I had essentially just left, and Fred know the inner details.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he heard me tell the story to the kids. But essentially, I had left like late at night, and I had intentions on coming back, but it got shot up. And two older dudes died, D. Craig and Fame. Rest in peace to them. And a couple other people got shot, but I had just left. My dad literally thought I was there. He didn't know I was in the house. So I remember when the shots rang out, I'm in the room on the phone, but I had literally just walked in. So not 2 minutes after I walked in the house.
It was a shootout. Wow.
And I remember I heard him come out the door. Where Quinn at? Where is he? Whoa, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm here. He's like, oh boy, you like
don't scare me like that.
No, he wasn't saying it that way.
Well,
he wasn't saying that way.
He cut the deal with
yeah. So
wow.
I mean, and from there I kind of made the decision, okay, like I'm gonna still get to do what I do, but I need to at least graduate from high school to have an option to do something.
Right.
So I did summers. I went back when we went back to school. I really dug in, like, cause I ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't there.
Right.
Like teachers was trying to pay me to go to school. I still wouldn't come. Like literally. So they had a change in administration. They had a new principal. They actually first they brought on a case manager, and I think his coming really changed the school because it brought that other buffer between the students and the teachers.
Let me interject. This is why we're fighting so much, even in our area. We have in the school system. That's one of the things we're saying. You need case managers. You need social workers that have that master's degree that know how can build that relationship between the vice principal, the senior counselor, advisor. That's good, but you got life going on, like my man. And you're like, man, I need to talk to somebody. I'm a bust.
We got police that with no buff in the middle.
Right.
You just straight up charge.
So that is a blessing. And I think that's something
his coming really changed a lot because I mean we still kind of doing what we do, but it's that buffer. You know what I'm saying? That he really knows what's going on.
Right,
he know that somebody don't got a mama at home at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for real. I remember he adopted one who he adopted passed recipe and Rob, but he really helped him get on track. Cause I mean everybody in East Oakland is in the hood.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like the whole flats are the hood. Period.
Flats.
So because it's set up like it's water on one side and then it's flat and then it's mountains going around. So the Oakland Hills is where people with money got. If you stay in the flatlands, you low to moderate income. Period.
Right. And so I remember you said when you were speaking with the kids that you had an 0 GPA.
I had 1 point something first year.
Right.
And then I had a 0.5 the second year.
Wow.
Like I really wasn't going. And I think maybe the D was in, I don't know, it might not have been PE. I don't think I was going to PE. So it might have been something else, like in another class.
Yeah.
And then I had to consistently get, you know, high grades to balance it out. So 3-point this, 3-point that. But not only that, I had to take other extra classes. My senior year, I was taking 9 classes.
Wow.
Like doing stuff after school, independent study, all that, just to balance it out. Taking 2 Spanish classes and, you know, and just really, I still don't know Spanish. I just kind of finessed my way through, but it took a lot. I was going to school, you know, probably like 8 to 6.
Wow.
And and your motivation was from the incident.
My motivation was that, like, I just want to graduate.
Right.
So I didn't have a graduation worthy grade. You got to have a 2.0. I didn't have that until literally like right before graduation, like when they released the grades.
Right.
It had crossed over.
Right.
But I mean, I didn't have that, and I had one of the teachers had he taught like physics and like, you know, chemistry type stuff. But, you know, young white dude from Teach from America, Mr. Woods, he had gave me a credit card and told me to go pay for the SAT in the case manager, Mr. Foster's office, who I was already close with. I still, even when I was like getting my grades together, I wasn't there on time and stuff like that. So I had close relationships. So I just finessed a little IWE in the, you know, independent work studies at first. So if I came a little late, it was fine. I ain't missed nothing.
Right.
But that's who I was close working with anyway. So he told me to go to his office, pay for the SAT. I went, took it, got like a 1430, which is solid.
Wow.
Right. And then ended up finding they had a field trip to a Black College Expo at City College in San Francisco. And I wasn't supposed to go. I had called my dad, you know, last minute. I came a little late. They was about to go. I knew nothing about the field trip, so I guess I probably wasn't there. I don't know.
I hear you.
But I had got to go, and we talked to probably like 2 schools, but I mean, I had like a 1.5 or something.
Wow.
But I mean, my SAT scores were solid, and I ain't study.
Right.
You know, so
right.
So the counselor was there and be able to speak to, like, you know, he do got a 1430 and his grades have been consistently high since this certain amount of time. But high key, they were supposed to kick me out. With grades like that, they're supposed to kick me out of school, but they didn't because we got that close relationship. To know who you was.
That's dope, bro.
You know, so I took it, and in 2 weeks before school ended, Stillman had called me and told me to come up here, and my mom had borrowed money from her partners, so we could come up here.
Oh, your mom came?
Yeah.
Okay.
She flew up here, you know, and we flew down together. And high key, I had a baby on the way.
Come on,
wait. I still got my baby right now. Like I'm taking care of my baby right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
everybody up here is daddy's.
Yeah,
surrogate.
Her mom is in San Francisco. I take her essentially by myself right now. I'm engaged, so now I'm starting to merge a family. But it's been me and her for a minute.
But I think that's important, and I think with 2 points I want to bring out, and then we're gonna do a wrap. But what's amazing that you said, Q, is that in all of that getting, you were determined in spite of all of the mishaps, the mistakes, the bad choices. And then when you finally did make it,
things just kind of opened up.
It literally, and I think that's important because a lot of times we think, well, we're in this bubble, you know, when life is so bad, we're like, this is a hellacious situation. It can never be better.
Mm-hmm.
And it just takes one good decision to overturn the bad. And I'm so grateful that you did that. You know, you jumped on the bus, went to Stillman, didn't know Adam from Adam, didn't know what it was. You just like a field trip. I want out.
Yeah, I mean, because it's an understanding, I think, early. You know, I ain't going to say it's just Oakland. Anytime you come from like a wild urban neighborhood, the goal is to get out.
Right. And entertainment, it got it backwards. They glorify like we want to be stuck there.
Yeah, but I mean, when you look a kid growing up, you like, man, I just want because I think a lot of times you got these rappers and stuff like that. They saying all this stuff, but they ain't never really lived those kind of situations. This stuff that they saying is fake. If you really there. And y'all really looking around as kids, and y'all like, bro, we ain't got nothing. We can't take no books home, and all the people shooting at the school. Somebody that got killed. We ain't afraid. Like, you know, like it's like, bro, we got to get out of here. Or you need to, I mean, because even the people in the streets, they got the same mentality. Like, look, I'm about to get a bag so I don't got to live here.
Right.
So I can have something nice.
Right. And I think that is one of those key points, because at the end of the day, a lot of it's just hype. The majority of it is hype.
But they lying.
Straight cap. But you know, the main thing that he did though as well, that Q did as well, is the fact that he made the personal choice first.
Yeah.
It's like something has to change. Right.
Like, it's all personal. Like we was telling them kids, if you want it, you got to make the decision for yourself. Can't nobody make it for you.
You got to make the decision and the
you.
plan for yourself. You can't wait for nobody else to do it for you.
You can't wait for it.
And if you can wait for him, you're going to keep waiting.
And that's something that I just learned from like my dad. You know, like, bro, you can't look. I'm not giving it to you. You want to go out on a date, or you want to look. I could give you the tools, but you got to go get it.
Yeah.
Period.
Straight up. I love that, because the principle that your dad, in spite of all the difference, and all of us here, it's called be responsible for you.
Right.
Be accountable for you.
Yeah.
Man up, woman up. Be that person or human being that's trying to be better in that moment. And then next thing you know, you're in Stillman, you slay.
Yeah, Stillman College. I ended up finessing my way on executive SGA. I think I was on freshman senate. Joined fraternities and and graduated with a 3.0. And I thought I was going to do lawyer and this and that. Didn't really know what to do. And I started kind of being put in positions where when these grad schools and stuff start coming to your school, especially go to a small school, they'll start, opening stuff up. I think we went to go see East Tennessee State. I bought my partners. They put us like in a hotel and everything. It was dope.
Yeah.
I think they just wanted black students.
Right.
But so me and my partners got a rental and we went up there and made it happen. And none of us ended up going there at all.
Right.
But I think it kind of opened our eyes, like, all right, this is
you could do some things.
Yeah, you could do some things, and they want you. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you money. They'll give you lists. Want to come to this dinner? Come to this. Look what we got. So it opened my eyes. And then A&M has preferred admission, or I don't know if they still do, but they had preferred admission for like the smaller HBCUs. That's
cool.
why you see a lot of people from like Lane, Shaw, Russ, Stillman, Tuskegee, Miles going, because they give you preferred admission. So they won't charge you like an application fee or something like that. I mean, you go up there and get a C, they're gonna see you home. But
right,
you get the opportunity. So I went in there under urban planning, and it was dope. Like it was. I mean, I got to study, low income issues, the stuff that I grew up with, the issues that I grew up with. I got to study, and I didn't know people would study in the hood like that. And I was able to build it into a real career. Like that's what I do. That's what I get paid to do.
That's dope right there.
And then you got to tell them about your experience in HUD. So, and here's what's amazing. I think this is just the beauty of it. You got a brother from East Oakland, 5 people in 1 bedroom, nothing, got to figure out how you're going to eat the next day. And one good choice led to another good opportunity. One good opportunity, pick another good choice, led him to this, to that. And he was able to still do that within the black and brown community. You did it with HBCU. So I hear people say all the time, because I'm a firm believer that you can do great things in HBCUs. They say, well, they don't have this, but you have the potential. We were born with greatness. So now if there's a better deal, I get it. But don't underestimate who you are in the culture in which God has blessed you to be from.
I feel like HBCUs are the best thing for black people.
It is.
Because it's you coming into like how people talk about like Wakanda or whatever, these places that it's all black, bro. The dean, the president of the school, the janitor, the lunch lady, the teachers, your classmates. It's probably most HBCUs probably gonna be 98% black.
Right, straight like that.
No matter how big they is. And so it changes your mentality on what black is, because I thought everybody grew up like me. Really, I'm the ratchet dude. I'm coming baggy jeans, and everybody. I had top and bottom grill. You know what I'm saying? People was like, some of them like, when I remember they had speed dating the first day, and somebody asked me had I killed somebody. I'm like, What kind of black people is y'all?
All right. I feel.
But
yeah,
but it really changes your mentality that people coming from money and they black. People coming from these kind of situations and they black. Black ain't a monolith. So you really, and then when you come out, you have nothing but black connections. I know people everywhere. I know people everywhere that do everything. Doctors, lawyers, accountants, any kind of profession. I could point you to somebody that I know personally.
Right.
That
That's real
does
right
it.
there.
Right.
That's up
real.
there, and they not like, you know, they up there. They making it happen for real. They got, you know, they pulling strings.
Right.
Yup.
So
You ain't never lied.
So now you have, the Lord has blessed you to get your master's, and
Well, it wasn't that simple because my daughter low key came in the middle of the master's program when I was interning with the housing authority with you.
Yeah.
And I had a job in DC, and I was engaged to another girl at that time. We had like blended family. She had a child, I had a child, all that, and you know, I couldn't finish. My research got kicked back, so I had to make a decision. Like I could stay, I guess, and try to finish. You know, stay over summer or whatever. But I got this job in DC, with basically in public policy, anti-poverty policy.
Wait. In DC, Washington DC, HUD public policy. Most Negroes don't get in that circle
It wasn't
at all.
You know, one thing I learned, that most of the money that has to do with like community things, ain't no black people there.
Ever.
Right. None.
That's right. That's why I
like,
said,
bruh, it's so crazy. Like I went to work for the National Association for State Community Service Programs. So they are the people that act as the middleman between the states and the federal government on the weatherization assistance program and the community service block grant. The community service block grant is $700 million.
Wow.
Given in a formula to the states, and it's the only block grant straight for anti-poverty like services.
So
like,
that's really all the stuff that all the social services,
everything.
That's where we get paid if we work with the community. You know, anything in social or human services,
especially if through like the community action partnership,
right?
Because that's rolled in the legislation.
Correct.
And I mean, I was there. It was probably only 6 people on the team.
Wow.
And I was there. I was the program assistant.
Yeah. Wow.
And in those meetings, I mean, I helped, you know, rewrite the performance evaluation and everything. Yeah. But it ain't a lot of black people there. Like, I'll say this. It's because I feel like black women are everywhere. They like, they killing it. You can't say nothing. They killing it. They everywhere.
Right.
But to find a black man, you'll be hard pressed.
Yeah.
Like at the people really making decisions, usually white women. To be honest.
Yeah.
It's
That's
usually
very
white
true.
women.
Okay, so we got to put our hands together for this brother. First of all, being in that space.
Right. That's huge.
It didn't go. It was my dream job, and like I ended up losing it because I was leaving anyway. But it was boring. Being that high, the bureaucracy, not working with people, and this is my first job, so I don't really know. And it just sucked.
So how did it make you feel? Was you treated fairly, or?
I don't think I was treated fairly, but at the same time, it happened for a reason. Like I had to learn myself. You know what I'm saying? I thought that I wanted to be in this high level, and I feel like I was being extra fake. I feel like I was I wasn't being me.
Right.
And I got let go for not being me. So it's a different feeling when you get fired and you being fake.
Right.
It's a different feeling when you get fired for not being somebody, being somebody else other than you. So my next job, I was working for TD Bank. And I was able to come in low and moderate income area. I was working at the Rhode Island Place branch right outside the Saratoga projects.
Wow.
In Northeast DC.
Yep.
And it was dope. Like I was a #1 banker my first full quarter. Like I ended up being like the team lead on small business and financial education. Like it was so dope. And most of the bank was black anyway. And it's hood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the branch that we was at, and it's hood.
Right.
Like, you know, I done seen people get beat, and TD Bank is all glass. I done seen people get beat up. I was in a robbery. It was multiple robberies, but I was in one robbery where it was like, give me the money.
Yeah. He got some seeds.
Man.
I know firsthand.
He been through the fire for real.
Yeah.
Like, he gave a note to me, like, man, I'll kill everybody in here.
Man, all right.
Give it up.
Well, I've
You
been
set it
real.
off,
for real.
prepare you for
Set
that.
it off. He said
It was crazy, man. It
Man,
was
I watched
crazy.
Set It Off, but they ain't know it's gonna be on this type of level.
Nah,
Set
it was
me off.
It was it was me. Bruh just walked up through the note to me, and this girl that was right standing next to me, and she was pregnant.
Wow.
Just had an issue with the management and everything. We both standing next to each other. We're the only tellers, and like, give it up. I kid. I'm, go to procedure. Boop, boop, bam. Step back. Oh, you think I'm playing? I'll kill everybody in here, sir. Look, you know what? You need.
Matter of fact, let me just take this bundle out and
Here's the
that
key.
one.
Here's the key to my teller bank card.
Come to find out, oh boy was like a seasoned bank robber. Because when I told my mom about it, like she was like, "That boy seasoned," because he never brought the gum out, but he had like a little messenger bag.
Yeah.
And come to find out, man, this man had robbed banks and had warrants for bank robbery in Virginia, Maryland, and DC. If you know anything about the DMV, it's all boop, boop, boop.
Right. It's again,
And
no
then
space.
he was on parole for robbing banks.
So he was stacking
He
in.
was
So
an addict.
And he was kind of like an older man too, so he was like a
Let
bank
it go.
robber.
That man knew his profession. He said, "Yo, I'm only gonna do 5 years out of this 10,
but I'm gonna have 100,000.
Man, what? Because they already insured, so they gonna get their money back 100.
Right.
All they gotta know, all they need to know. Okay, we ain't gonna teach y'all
look
that.
at
This not what we here for.
So anyway,
That stuff was crazy.
Bruh,
I remember
it's a
I came
blessing
to work
you
the
still
next
here,
day,
man.
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm going home. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, you earned that one.
So I think too, what you said too, as we wrap, is that you said that you chose your child. How difficult was that? And
That
and I
was the
think
hardest thing that I ever did. Because really what happened is my being was going through her little issues, and my mom, like, so now my biological mom, because at this point she's kind of cleaned up and stuff.
Oh, that's
like
good.
that,
Praise God.
was kind of helping her. My family in general really helped with my daughter while I was gone. That was kind of like the deal, because I wasn't really wanting to go anyway. And they helped a lot, and my birth mom ended up doing a lot or whatever, but me and her had got into it. While I was up here at A&M, got into it over some money, and she just like sent her.
Wow.
And like, this is me at this point, like, I'm engaged. I know I'm getting her eventually, but not right now. I'm like, I think I'm about to finish this master's. I'm doing 2 internships. So I'm interning with the housing authority, doing a report on council courts with like a real one, not like a report with like surveys given to the residents, all this. I'm like doing research, everything, doing 2 internships, and then like my daughter just come, and I'm staying at Normal Hills. I can't have no kid in here.
Wow.
So like my daughter ended up staying with my now ex, and I was going back and forth every week driving to Tuscaloosa. So I would spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in Huntsville, leave on Thursday, go to Tuscaloosa. So on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday morning, I'm driving back here because I work for A&M as a graduate assistant.
Okay.
And I'm doing that from October to May.
Wow.
And still, I walked the stage, but still didn't graduate. I just got my master's December 2020.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
It came though. You know what I'm
It
saying?
came around, came full circle. But I still feel like that you had to go through that journey though.
Yeah.
You had to
I would have been too big headed.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I would have been too big headed. I wouldn't, like, if I had lost that job or whatever, I wouldn't have been working at the bank.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
like
exactly.
a lot of the work that I do is based off the stuff that I ended up doing at the bank. Not what I did, public policy or nothing else. The stuff that I learned at the bank, like financial education, small business, economic development, community development type stuff, that's what I get paid to do. That's what all my money comes because of within that context of that 2 years that I spent at the bank. And I was trying to leave the bank the entire time on everything.
Wow.
But you naturally was getting promoted.
But yeah, but I was getting promoted and getting new stuff and getting bonuses and all that. But I'm like, I felt like I was too good to be there. And all my money to this day, I left there in 2018. All my money is based off the information that I got from working at the bank.
Wow.
So that's there it goes again. I mean, there it goes again. Sometimes in life we try to force force the future to come when we're not ready for it.
Come on now, that's
and
it.
And we
That's
have
it.
to all entrepreneurs, any entrepreneur, any business person going into your profession, your field, or your purpose. Period.
Yeah,
you have to go through that process, that cooking process.
There's
You
no
have
way to avoid it.
There's no way around it. You can try your best to avoid it, but if you're actually pursuing what you're supposed to be pursuing, you're going to go through heck. You're going to go through it because you have to be molded into the person that is ready to be able to receive what's going to be coming for you. Because if you had not been through the robbery, and that's probably a traumatic moment, going through not knowing if your life is in somebody else's hands at that moment. But going through all of those levels of situations and life situations,
Decisions.
there you go, decisions, choices. And then this last one that you said, working at the bank, you wanted to leave every single time, trying to leave, but until it was your time to leave, you was not able to. So sometimes, even when it doesn't feel like you're getting any information on where you're at, it's definitely always and will be for your good.
Yeah. Two more questions. Could you pull up that scripture? Because I think this is fitting. Psalms 139, verse 8. But now, Ellen, we're wrapping up now. And thank you for your patience with us. But this is the kind of stuff we just got to give it to you so you got it. Transparency. So now that you matriculated to where you are now, what would you say to those who have gone through a lot of tough times? HE double hockey sticks, you name it, they done gone through it, whatever. What would you say to them about persevering to the end? And what, because you've done that. I mean, you from East LA. I was there, bro. I stayed with my homies, and I was like, it was like you got to get up at 6 a.m, put your stuff in the truck, in the car. You got to have tinted windows. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, because they be hitting a lot of things. Still breaking your car really.
I mean, daytime, everything better be set and ready to go. And then you act like, oh, yeah, okay. You've been up for 2 hours getting this stuff together to take a trip. Like, bro, that was in Huntsville.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for me, I think that acknowledging, I don't think I knew my purpose, but I was always kind of into the community type stuff, right? I think it's just kind of really pushing it to get yourself out there, and really taking it one step. All right, don't think too far, because I ain't had no dream for masters, and I ain't even know nothing about no masters. My goal was graduating high school, so I just pushed as hard as I could just to graduate high school. And things kind of worked out. Okay, I'm gonna graduate in 4 years and try to get honest, because I know my daughter is gonna probably come eventually. You know what I'm saying? So I need to push to do that. So, and then things kind of worked out. I kind of figured out where I wanted to go. When I got there, I didn't know what degree I wanted, but eventually things just kind of lined up.
You had them options.
I had options. I kind of it lined up, and then it worked out. I'm moving in my purpose. I do like consulting and all this other stuff based off of just, some information that I learned. I get paid extra money just to know stuff and to add to a conversation, and you know what I'm saying? Just to give my input. You know what I'm saying?
Intellectual property.
Exactly.
It's a real thing, people. That's why studying and reading is so important.
Yeah.
Because the information in your mind is invaluable. You can't put a price tag on it.
All right. It's the most important thing, because one thing I've learned, even I did a little government contracting and economic development kind of work here in Huntsville, and intellectual property, that stuff that you came up with, that stuff is so important. People make millions and billions off of just a little idea that they had in their mind. I know this one dude we met, and boy made a $1 billion. Made $1 billion because he came up with an idea to make a satellite that could float in the air, that'll go up in the air,
like a drone.
Yeah, well, inflatable.
Okay,
inflatable, and so he got because it's little opportunities out here. If you really move it, it's opportunities for money. You know what I'm saying? If you got an idea, it's government money out there, it's private funds, it's money out there to help you.
Right.
He got the first little first planning little thing, and they didn't give him the second money to build it. He built it himself. and took it there. They wouldn't give him the money. Took it down to Katrina and showed him like, look, bro, it worked.
Yeah.
They gave him the money, and then he ended up building $1 billion company.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Through that, but just a idea, you know what I'm saying? So just keep your head down, and I think the number one thing is like when it's something in your mind, like if it's something in your head, and like I was telling them boys, if it's something in your head,
that's it,
that you think that you want to be, a way that you see yourself, something like that, you need to go for that. Because everybody don't got that.
Right.
Like,
vision.
the vision, like if you in your head you run a factory, or in your head you want to do this or do that, like that's your thing. You want to be a scientist. Like you need to do that. That's your calling, because mine is different from his,
right.
and his is different from his. Like that, you are given the skills to accomplish it, and it's gonna be in your head what you need to be doing.
And it won't go away.
It won't go away.
It's
If
gonna
you're 70
bug
years
you.
old,
It's gonna
bro,
bug
and you
you till
don't
you
do
at
that, it's
least
gonna
strike.
burn you.
Right,
like, man,
right.
I should have moved to Arkansas, and I knew I should have.
You be miserable or something.
You'll be hurt. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like a failure because it's that one thing in your head that you never never pulled the trigger. You never, no matter how much money you made, like, dang, bro, I need to, when I'm done being a doctor, man, I'm going to go do this construction work or whatever. Like, you know, it's even if you veer off and do a different thing, that thing going to still be burning in.
Yeah. So read this text, and then we always try to do a spiritual application.
Okay, cool.
Because we know that purpose is still, we believe anyway, that purpose, God has purpose for everybody.
Yeah, everybody got some.
Yeah, and so from a spiritual plane, wherever that space might be for you, what does God mean, or that spiritual power for you mean in terms of your life, and what would you say to somebody who's like, man, I'm trying to connect and still get mine?
I think for me, I always felt like, you know, God was there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it was this or that I'm going through, I understand that I ain't alone. You could pray, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they might, and you could push through. I mean, I remember times, I wasn't doing right. I still pray on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, or you like, I've been, one time in particular, I got robbed, in the streets though. And basically it was what I know now is a setup, right? But I had money in all pockets, and I sometimes like go in the house and put it up, only get enough money for the change. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something told me only get enough money for the change. Put everything up.
Wisdom kicking in.
Yeah, but no, it was something. You know what I'm saying? It was like that voice. You know what I'm saying? I'll be praying on little stuff like, all right, let nothing happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear you.
And like, kind of find out I got set up, gun. I got hit with a gun, like all that. But they ain't getting that.
Right.
And it was some, me praying on them kind of situations, taking, listening
Mental
to,
note,
I mean, people say it's the conscience, but I think of it as, it's God letting you know, like, look, I don't know if you should do this. I don't know if like, you hear everybody got that voice. And I mean, for me, I feel like it's God. And I feel like, and I never felt alone in that spiritual thing, no matter what I was doing, what kind of dirt I was in. I mean, God know you, bro.
Right.
You're doing work. You're doing dirt. You don't need to be out here.
You ought to be lying to yourself.
He know you killed somebody, bro.
Right.
But if you need to pray before the court date, you need to pray before the court date.
What you see?
You know what I'm saying?
For mercy or something.
That's what you need to be doing. You know you do.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know you do, and people do it.
Right.
And God is merciful. That's why and I think this is, and we appreciate you sharing, because I think people need to understand it doesn't matter where you are. Read that text, man. I think that's so fitting, because Lord,
it was definitely perfect. It was definitely perfect. It's coming from Psalms 139, and it goes for me too. It definitely goes for me too. It says, "If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I lay my bed in the depths, you are there. Wherever we are, whatever we're doing, he's gonna be there. Even if we right or wrong, but he's hoping that we make a right decision, because when you make the right decisions, your life turn out to, and the moves, the doors open. Man, I don't deserve none of this, but I'm glad I made that decision.
For real.
That's because he was.
And that's how I feel right now. I don't know if because I've done some not so good things to sometimes some good people. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I'll be thinking, why did I get the opportunity? Why did me, out of all people I grew up with, people was dying in middle school, people was dying in high school. Why I get the, you know what I'm saying? But
when you have favor, when you have favor on your life, man, no death or hot water can't separate you.
Yeah, man.
You can't go away from it. If you we're placed here for a reason, and we can't. I would say use the word die. We can't die until we meet those obligations, and if we don't meet those obligations, we did a disservice to the world and to our Maker.
I heard you had to earn your death. That's a good thing.
Yeah. I heard the same thing too. Like you can't. You're not supposed to die until you have reached the climax of finding who you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we want to say thanks. Let's give it up for Q, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Now we got a week here pray, so we're gonna pray for you. I'm gonna ask Dre to pray for you.
So before we start praying though.
Oh, we got that's right.
If DJ can just cue some music real quick, we got to keep this tradition going. We got to keep it going. But you seen it. You hear us talk about different things. We bring people on to the show. We all have stories. You see some of our stories. Some of our stories are vocalized. Some of it is not. But we had a person on here today that is not so far from age from you. And he told us real life story from the gutter to sitting in high office. That's a real life story. It can happen to you. It's definitely possible. But he also said something too. No matter what he was doing in life, no matter where he was at, he still took time to just pray. Even if it was ask for protection or asking for forgiveness, he still prayed. So right now, whatever you have on your heart, whatever your soul desires, if you want to get something off your chest, ask for forgiveness, request, whatever it may be, now it's time to write it down. Get it off your mind, because that intellectual property that you're holding on to could be that property that changed your life and your family's life and your future family's life forever and ever. But you're too scared to open it up. You're too scared to walk into your purpose. You too scared to think about or to see what other people would think about you, and all you got to do is just move.
Yeah.
So now,
God
right
don't
now,
gossip, bro. That's what I was telling them little boys. God don't gossip.
Yo, I'm not even gonna talk no more after that one.
Wait, you gotta read that one after the break.
Right. I'm not even gonna talk on that one right now.
He gonna mess somebody up with that.
Now it's time for you to just write it down. I'm done. I need to go right after that one. God don't gossip. Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Well, you gotta tell them how to do that, bro.
Can I post that?
I heard that from somebody, and I forgot old boy name. It was somebody on Clubhouse, and I was like, man, I'm gonna use that, like, because it was so deep. And he had broke it down. He was like, that, like, if that thing that's in your head, those voices that you hear, stuff like that, bro, like, God don't talk for no reason. He don't, He's not gonna send you no nonsense or whatever. That's right. God don't gossip, bro. It's for you and you only.
Wow.
So right now he's talking to you right now. God is not gossiping to you, right? He's telling you the plan, and it's time for you to write that plan down to take action. So
you got to be a fool to hear them voices and not use. I mean, hear them voices and get the wrong information, or not the whole information. You know what I'm saying? Then run tell it.
Yeah.
Or act on it. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, I think that we all got that basic idea of what's right and wrong. When I've been hard pressed, and I come from a family that people be in some stuff. I mean, I think you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that did something bad and didn't know.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't know House Licks was wrong. Now, if you feel like it was justified because you needed the bread, that's one thing. But not knowing that it's wrong,
right?
I think that you'd be hard. You'd be hard pressed to find somebody.
Yeah,
that felt that way.
I hear it.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and write this down so we can come back to this thing that God don't gospel. So let's write this thing down.
You are good. You are good. Hallelujah. You are good. I can't hear y'all for some reason. Raise it up. You are good. Hallelujah. You are good. Yeah. You are good. You are good. Sing it. Hallelujah. You are good. You are good. Hallelujah. You are good. No matter what your situation, he's still good. He's still good. He's still good. Let me hear y'all say, you are good. Yeah, Jesus. You are good. Hallelujah. Yes, sir. You are good. Let the band play. Woo! I'm so glad your goodness is not based on my situation. Yeah. The Lord is good to us. Come on. Hallelujah. You are Doesn't make sense for you to say that, but what's going on in your life, you're still saying your life doesn't match this declaration. You're still saying, because it doesn't matter what I'm going through, he's still. What I'm going through may not be good to me, but it's good for me. Because we know that all things work together.
You are good.
Okay, that's how you feel?
Yo,
See that little
Yeah.
Man, yo, well, listen, this is 2 weeks in a row. We
Okay,
gotta
so
get back
like
to the
Lil
freestyle
Luca.
here next
You know what
week.
I'm saying?
Ooh, this thing gets so deep, man. I'm like, wow. God don't gossip.
God don't gossip. So pretty much, you know what? So we already got your point of view on this one. I think I want to go last. What's your point of view on God don't gossip? What that mean to you? And I'm gonna go to DJ Scissorhand on that one. What did that mean before we ask Minister Fred to pray for us over these of our prayer request and
No,
our
let's
things?
pray it in. Let me answer that one, man.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
That
I
one
like
that. That's heavy, bro.
Yeah, that is heavy.
Real
We got
tough,
everybody.
real tough.
Everybody got to get they 2 cents on that one. We
And
got to.
listen. That's
gonna be our freestyle. That's gonna be our freestyle to close it. That's gonna be our freestyle.
And we'll just do let's do the good book or something, man, or upper room. Yeah, let's go. Let's take them to the
we gotta
throne.
take this one to the upper room. God don't gossip. We gotta take that one to the upper
bro,
room.
you started something up here. Q started something, bro.
He did. He don't even know what he started.
Man.
He done like, man.
Oh,
I
man.
just do.
Woo, Lord,
About to be a whole segment.
hey,
man, you just don't know, man.
I'm like, take me to church like I'm sitting in the pew or something.
Man, right. Where my shout button?
Oh my gosh.
Where's my shout button? Gonna pray for us.
Oh man, let's pray. God, we just want to say thanks for letting us know that you don't gossip. Man, just real talk. And what you say is legit. Spot on. We're just so grateful Thank you so much for allowing Q to just share, man, and just let us know that all things are possible to them that believe and pursue. Thank you for faith, because that just means I believe, but I got to do more than just head knowledge. I got to do knowledge. And then, Lord, bless every prayer request that we put in here, all these mail requests. We shrivel them, whether we shredding them, whether we burning them, whether somebody just throwing it in the trash after the day. Especially if this is your first time, I encourage you to just put it in there. When something's going crazy, put it in an envelope, throw it away, and say, God, thanks for working it out. So we just want to say thank you. Man, thanks for being spot on and never gossiping. In the name of Yeshua the Christ, who is Jesus of the Bible, amen.
Amen. All right, so what's your
Wait, I got to put, man, you done messed up. That dude Q, man, you done messed me up with that one. I'm like,
God
I
don't
don't know
gossip.
how much to say, but that right
Man,
there.
I'm about to post that.
Yo.
That's going to be a post on Facebook today.
Yeah, that was going
on.
You don't trademark that right there.
Shoot, that might be a t-shirt. T-shirt coming
you need
soon.
to brand that, bro.
Man, right.
For
That
real,
mug
for real.
dope, man.
So for me, man, when I was just sitting there, I was writing and I was doing my prayer requests, and I had a few prayer requests, but let me tell you how powerful God used you today. I was you normally do the walk, but it was rain. I didn't get cast, and I was praying, and I was kind of struggling a little bit this morning because that's my time when I walk, and I get up early, and I couldn't. And God said to me, He said, "Man, it's done. God don't gossip." I'm telling you straight up, because I was talking about the September 12th, this and that, some other things I was praying on, and I was like, "Well, Lord, He said, done. I got it." And so for me, when you said God don't gossip, it's like it was for me.
Yeah.
It was for nobody else, because I didn't get to do my regular walk because it's raining like crazy out there this morning. And I was like, God, I just need to hear your voice.
Yeah.
And He used you to remind me that what I said will come to fruition. God don't gossip. If I ever gossip, don't serve me.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what it meant. He's legit. He's spot on. And at any point in my personal life, my job is to constantly talk to Him and listen and not be distracted by the gossip outside of God, because God don't do gossip. He just talks.
Yeah.
So that's what it is for me, bro. And you bless me personally. So appreciate your family.
Oh man, you know.
All right, what you got,
man?
DJ Scissorhand? Go ahead and slice some up. What you got? God don't gossip. What you got?
Don't gossip. See, this man, the affirmation, what my mother taught me as a child. She was Jehovah's Witness. And one thing she was talking about gossip was she was teaching this in the publications that they offered about gossip and how it wasn't no good, and she didn't indulge in it. Right. Which moves on. I wanted a little street integrity coming up in survival world. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that gossip thing was, I'm not going to speak on anything I don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Right. Have some integrity there, which translates today. You know what I'm saying? Man, for real. What Fred said, God's speaking to you. It don't matter what nobody else said. Right. It's done.
Yeah. What about you, bro?
God don't gossip.
Man, we can't do no freestyle. I messed up today, bro.
So
when we got to get back to the freestyle.
Yeah, we got to. But when I heard the phrase God don't gossip, I hear two things. I heard two sides of that. God is not going to talk about you. He's not going to put you in situations where you're not going to be able to represent Him the right way. When He's talking about you in other rooms. He does perceive you in another room. When He's talking about you in other rooms, He's not talking down on you. He's talking you up. All right.
Come on.
On the other side of things.
Yo, no, bro.
So on the other side of things, on God don't gossip, when He's sending you a message, He's not giving you a message that somebody else told Him. All right. He's giving you a message that came directly from Him to you. This is not a message for you to tell everyone else. It's the message for you to do. So God ain't going to give you a message that you can't do, that you can't handle, nor that you can't understand. All right. So He's never going to put more on you than you can bear. God don't gossip. All right. So you got to close this out.
You the one that came up with it.
I mean, I just take it as, those things in your head, those ideas, those purposes, stuff like that in your head, they're yours. They're yours to have, and yours to nurture, yours to create. You know what I'm saying? And to have that confidence to step out there and, make it happen because it's yours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can't nobody else. If you don't do it, bro, it's not happening.
Right.
Like I think a lot of times we got people that be like, they should have did this and that, and they should have did, or why they ain't did it, bro? Because it's your idea.
That's
your idea. You should have did it. You're the one that's supposed to be doing it, but you complaining about nobody doing, bro, because it's literally your idea, bro. Nobody else thought about it.
That's it.
You don't make up no idea.
You the only
give it
one
to me.
coming from your angle, from your background, from your. You the only one
could do it the way you do
that
it.
could do it.
Yeah.
But you out here complaining and talking on
same
Instagram,
energy
same energy you could make it happen, bro. And then somebody could be doing it.
Right.
Where's your shouting button, man? Where's your shout button?
I ain't got it. Where's it at? Where's it at? I need it. Somebody give me a shout button.
You know what, Scissor? I'm firing you today.
That wasn't me.
Professor X.
That was dope. That was dope.
I was like, okay, wait, Professor, you got to give us yours. Oh, wait, hey, Professor. You got to give us what does God don't gossip mean to you, bro. Pull your mic. Hit the mic, bro.
Woo.
Yo, that was dope.
All right, close us out. Yeah. Close us out, X. God don't gossip.
Man, you know, Yahweh always on that truth. You know, he's speaking stuff to life, and like he speaks the universe to life. So if he gossips, that's death. And he can't speak outside himself. What give him that life?
Okay, one more time. Give it to us, man.
Man, if he's gossiping, that's death.
Bruh.
All right. We don't have our bars.
Bro, we out of here.
We had the bars. We had all the bars.
Snap.
We better go before we just keep going. We're gonna make this thing a whole 10-hour segment.
Q.
Okay.
Coming all Oakland with all that. You done brought all that with you.
East Oakland.
I
bring East Oakland up in here like that.
Hey, wait. Who you want to get some shout outs to your people back home, man?
You know, shout out to the East, my family, and you know, all my friends, close friends, people that's out here making stuff happen, man. You know, shout out to everybody. And I got a podcast. I ain't did no episodes in a minute, but Poppin' Politics, you can find it on all podcast sites, and also we got some episodes on YouTube.
All right, so you need to make sure share that with us.
Where's the YouTube channel at? This the segment where we giving all the information on what we got coming up.
If you type in Poppin' Politics, POPP''N Politics.
Okay,
it's on there.
It's gonna come up on your screen too.
If you type it into your Apple Music, Spotify, whatever you listen to podcasts on, we got stuff on there. And it's dope. It's basically I pull in like, you know, a lot of my friends that's doing dope stuff.
That's what's up.
And we talking about politics, current events, health, stuff like that. So I got episodes on like child development. I got my friends that are like psychologists and stuff like that. We did one right before and right after the election. My partner is used to be, I guess he transitioned to another role that's kind of higher up, but he used to be the political director of the largest Black super PAC.
Wow.
So we was talking to him about back politics and stuff like that in the history. And I'm a history. My bachelor's degree is in history.
Right. So you
so I'm all off into that kind of stuff.
So you have to be a political a lawyer pretty soon at some point.
I don't know what I think.
I mean, you got the first step there, and then you got the master's.
You gonna sit us down that
You know what I'm saying? Once you get the doctor, you can, you know what I'm saying, put concentration somewhere. I'm just saying you about to have the package. I'm just saying.
You got the package.
Yeah, I'm about to say that huge package.
What's up, bro? What we doing tonight on the show?
What we got, Scissor?
What we doing tonight? Hey, man, I recognize, man, Juneteenth is coming up. It's a lot of events going around Huntsville,
Yes,
so I want to let the people know tonight, man, where you can meet up. with the family, you know what I'm saying? Celebrate, you know what I'm saying? Why not, man? Y'all popping firecrackers every 4th of July, man. Don't you get down, get down.
That's our 4th of July.
Celebrate our holiday.
That's it.
That's one thing that tripped me out when I.
Hey, let's do that next week, man. Can you come back next week? Check your schedule. Let me know. Let's do Juneteenth, because that'll be the Saturday.
Juneteenth, Saturday.
Yeah, we could.
That'll be dope.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I know they had. I don't know. We gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, we're good. We can pre.
So where you at? Where
I
you at
love
for Juneteenth?
I love Juneteenth. It's big in California. It's a big deal.
Yeah, that's it, man. G93, Live 65, live365.com. It's 9 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Central Standard Time. Go to your app or go to Ed Gaines Entertainment, however you want to do it. You can Google the bad boy.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? But we go live every Saturday, 9 p.m. G93.
DJ Scissorhand, low
Then
key
on
just
Sunday,
said-
we hanging out in G93. Shout out to Ed Gaines with the No More Dirty radio show, man. It's gonna be a dope. We got tomorrow. We're gonna do a special, man, with Divine Purpose.
Yeah.
Little DP. Oh man, the life lessons with Coach Joe is bananas, man. The mixes they got, bro. Every Sunday, G93, 5 p.m. and then 6 p.m. on We Up. We on the hip hop side. That's 103.1 FM. There it is, brother. Hey man, take us out, man. Take us out, man.
Well, y'all already know
because he didn't mess it up.
Yeah, he done messed it up. He done messed it up. He already gave you the tools of what hey, your situation is not an excuse to elevate. You can elevate no matter where you are in life. All you have to do is just make the conscious decision to do it every day. Because consistency is the only key to success. I'm Dre the Drummer, and always remember, just remember, like my man Q started today, and we all gave our 2 cents. God, don't gossip.
Let's take him uptown, baby.
It's another episode of the Bible Beats and Bars. I'm in your co-host, Dre the Drummer, Minister Fred, Scissorhand, and Q. Yo, we love y'all. Y'all have a great and awesome weekend, and most of all, a better week. DJ Scissorhand,
it's the one we get together right here, right? What we got, bro?
Gotta get to heaven, already been to hell. Christ got the keys and these let me out the cell. Made me a warrior if I follow in his way. He made me in his image so I can't hang with snakes. We done lost plenty souls in this realm of earth. I store my treasures up in him, things turn to dirt. Ain't no need to stress the past, I will let it go. Fast track on blessings, I don't even want the fold. Got a bag of grass and I don't even want the hoe. Please take this weight off me so I can walk the road of gold. No more sick, no more death for the hands of cold. Gaining wisdom, gaining knowledge in the heart I hold. Each one, resurrect the spirit. How you get it, Fred too when you hear it. What the lyrics and the clearance to lift up his name. Don't waste no time waiting to kiss like this, it ain't no game.
Upper room, do you wanna go? Let's go, the upper room. Might as well leave this past behind. Upper room, where everybody living in this thing. The upper room. Wow. Yo, it's the reality you like to see. There's a better way to live, bang. Think about the gold. Nobody gotta die for it. That's the reason why we say heavenly. Heaven, uptown. We go swing for the king. Bling bling, and it's all friends free. You can talk to the animals, G. Hey, what up? You can ride to the mountains, G. Let's go. You can skip like Hulk. I ain't gotta be greedy. You can go to Pluto and Mars. But the deal is you can't go, G. Nope. If you ain't been saved, baptized that trap, you trap. Scissorhand, let's upper room. Hey, upper room. Might as well take it in. Y'all know you like this. Upper room. That's that Jesus trap, baby. Upper room. Let's get it like get to heaven. What a day of rejoicing that will be when we all see Jesus. Get on board, baby. What a day. Hey, no more dirty, bro. Here's the reason why we go. Gotta change your game, gotta change your swing, gotta do my thing. In the MC trap, but it got to be clean, man. No more
Dirty.
Hey, guys, give me on this track because I'm doing too much right now. Let's go. The upper room. Might as well leave this mess behind. Upper room. Let everybody living in bliss. Come on. Upper room. We'll see you face to face. Yeah, let's get it like.
I like that bass line. Hey, yo, man, take us to a video, yo. Next week, we'll see you. Blessings, yo. What?
Did you know that it costs McDonald's $1.91 in advertising?
Whole city. Indeed. We are the culture. Whole city. We are the culture. How you finna hate whatever God got planned? How I'm supposed to chase what I already am? Whole city. We are the culture. Huh. What up, cuz? You got them loving your bubbling, throwing dubs and doubling. What up, blood? You got them flying in just to say they've been up Compton. What up, Holmes? You originated teardrops on our faces. What all oos? Now even the cartoons got tribal tattoos. We ain't worried about y'all, whatever y'all got in stores. Make the thing hot, whatever we say goes. One time for the Vatos, the Palandero. One time for the homegrown, the West Coast. Them yo dances and Cortezes and T-stances. Pendleton stickies, white tees with starch creases. Yeah, that's you, Heiner, with the winged eyeliner. You should tell the fashion blog, my Thea did it before. Man, we all just a kid from somewhere. A part of town, a hood, a street, a avenue. Oh yeah, you muscle up your hustles, take it every advances. Now the whole world doing your dances. We are the culture. Whole city. We are the culture. Whole city. We are the culture. How you finna hate whatever God got planned? How I'm supposed to chase what I already am? Whole city. We are the culture. What up, pops? We finna pull up that vinyl collection hot. What up, Mars? You raising them kids, the definition is strong. Dámelo, dímelo, pásale modelo. I'm finna school you in dominoes. Y'all can't call it, y'all drip is Farrah Fawcett. I flip, I like to see them try to stop it. We ain't worried about y'all, whatever y'all got in stores. We make the thing hot, whatever we say goes. Yeah, one time for the Waymakers, the truth sayers. One time for the penny pinchers, the old Lakers. One time for the single mamas and no drama. One time for that working girl, work it girl. One time for the day labors with fake papers. For the daddies whose kids got the same name. We all just a kid from somewhere. A part of town, a street, a hood, a avenue. Oh yeah, muscle up your hustle, take your every advances. Now the whole world doing your dances. We are the culture. One time for the immigrants, working stiffs. The coal miner, the school teacher, the Uber driver. School dropped out but never stopped learning. Firefighter, you know Cali stay burning. One time for the one time to show respect though. They pull up, then dap up, then veterano. One time for the living word in adobo. One time for the killer Pino effecto. One time, we are the culture. Indeed, we are the culture. Whole city. We are. Man, how you finna hate whatever God got planned? How I'm supposed to chase what I already am? Whole city. We are the culture.
In heaven, this little girl came up to me. She told me
Gang, you know, big guy, big moves, set free, live blonde, that's how we living. It's one life, living out a way to get a redo. Walk by faith, let the Holy Spirit lead you. Hardest worth the kingdom, I ain't talking about soaring, but the Father got me soaring real high like an eagle. Send a prayer up, Father, never let me leave you. Harder for the rest to end it than a camel through a needle. Treasure up there, don't rust. So I run it up, gotta rep Jesus. Ooh, yeah, I had to switch up my ways. I had to switch up the walk. Yeah, I'm going in with my faith. Ay, you know I roll with the plot. Ay, I do not move with the haste. Ay, yeah, he the rest in the plot. Ay, you know my gift is not wasted. I'm trying to honor my pops. Yeah, big God, I know right. Bitten by, set free, off the ayy, but yeah, I wouldn't try me, ayy, with the most high key, yeah, couple y'all unlikely, yeah, maybe I don't follow my lead, yeah, feeling like a fresh white tee, ayy, grace that shit on me, ayy, money can't really buy me, ayy, some of y'all press that steam, ayy, feeling like a fresh white tee, ayy, grace that shit on me, ayy, money can't really buy me, ayy, reckless, ayy, I ain't fearing no man, what is he gon' do? Gotta believe I'm shot like it's Pikachu. See, I'm walking by faith, all inspired in my fright. I ain't gotta have sight, ain't no peekaboo. If you out trying to sin, I can't link with you. If it ain't in his will, I relinquish too. God is all that I need. See, I'm living in deep, but it can't just be me. Gotta free him too. Yeah, ooh. OMG, he did it again, told him come and see. Doing big things, now I got a big ring. See, a girl had plans, but my God exceeds. Ooh, wow, ain't too late, but it really that deep. Gotta choose your fate. Go ahead and give a call, send a prayer, that's all. Say you wanna be free, and I'll see it in the gates. Big God, I know right. Bitten by, set free, off the ayy, but yeah, I wouldn't try me, ayy, with the most high key, yeah, couple y'all unlikely, yeah, baby I don't follow my lead, yeah, feeling like a fresh white tee, ayy, grace that shit on me, ayy, money can't really buy me, ayy, some of y'all press that steam, ayy, feeling like a fresh white tee, ayy, grace that shit on me, ayy, money can't really buy me, ayy, reckless can't be me.